Good morning, Rabbi. Thank you for coming. Please, everybody, stay. We have Sheva Brachos this morning. Wonderful celebration of Hadar and Abigail. Got married a couple of days ago. We didn't say top. That's not the real symbol that they got married. That's the real symbol. Everybody, please stay for Sheva Brachos. It'll be a short Sheva Brachos. And Michal, thank you for sponsoring breakfast. The proud mother and everybody.
That's actually her sister. Her sister and brother too.
Oh, sister.
Rachel and Zach were also co-sponsors.
Mazel, thank you for sponsoring breakfast and Sheva Brachos this morning. It's just a quick thought that relates to Sheva Brachos and the wedding in this week's parsha. It says, Vayakov, Moshe gathered everybody, the men, the women. So the question that the rabbis asked is, Moshe always had a gathering when he spoke, when he conveyed the word of Hashem. Why, in this case, is Vayakov that also the women were included? And the answer is because they're teaching about the laws of Shabbos. And since the women do the cooking in the house, so they have to know the law. What's the main law that's told? You shouldn't burn a fire in your house on Shabbos. And if you look at Ishin, what's the word for man? Ish. You have the letter Yud in there in the middle. The word Isha doesn't have the letter Yud, it has the letter Hey, which spells the God's name. Is that if you bring a holiness to the marriage, you have a holy fire. And if you don't bring holiness to the marriage, you have a destructive fire. Aish. Aish is between man and woman. And it says, Lo Savar Eish B'chol Mashma Seichem. So the rabbis say is that on Shabbos, lots of times people get together and they have free time and they end up fighting. They end up in a fire in the house. So that's what God says when it comes to Shabbos. When you have some time together, don't burn a fire. In fact, the word Lo Savar Eish B'chol Mashma Seichem, if you look at the words Savar Eish B'chol Mashma Seichem, you look at the last letter, spells Shalom. You want to bring Shalom into the house? Make sure you have a holy fire, not a destructive fire. And I'm sure Hadar and Abigail, you'll have a wonderful, beautiful beginning of such a wonderful wedding. And it's, in fact, I think Nachman of Brussels said, as people went to the wedding and said, you know, the food was great, they weren't at the wedding. The band was fantastic, they weren't at the wedding. If they said that the ambiance of the place was fantastic, they weren't at the wedding. But if they said, thank God those two get married, they were at the wedding. We were at the wedding. Wonderful day.